There's a saying out here in this little town by the Bering Sea, and it goes something like this.
There's no place like Nome!
Although it seems hard to believe, in 1901 Nome was the largest city in Alaska, with a population approaching 20,000. It is now just under 4,000. Now if you're lucky enough to be in Nome, then your obligatory stop is the visitor centre, where you will meet Leon, and he will tell you everything about the town. He's shy on camera but not shy off it, and he was Citizen of the Year here in Nome for 2024. And very well deserved.
And next door you'll find Matryoshkaya's. This is a great little store that specialises in Yupik and Inupiat art from northwest Alaska.
So I just popped into the Polar Cub Cafe for today's special of clam chowder. Best clam chowder in Western Alaska, by the way. And I met Maria and Ethan, who told me why Nome is so special.
Well, the people, yes, but the atmosphere, the land. For me, it's the ocean. Anytime I go anywhere else, I miss that ocean. Hearing the waves. I love that. We are the last of the whole wide world to celebrate everything. Anything and everything. The new day. I mean, just 50 miles over there, they're ending their day. You know, right here, you know, we're midday. You know, but New Year's Eve, we're the last ones to celebrate New Year's Eve. How awesome is that?
You're from Nome.
Yes.
You've lived in Anchorage.
Yeah.
So you can compare. Where is the best place to live?
No. I like the small town living. The environment, the people. All the people I love are here. So I reckon I'm going to stay here.
So why did 20,000 hardy souls descend on this remote corner of the state? Well, that's easy. Gold. Without the discovery of the precious metal, this settlement would still be a small Inupiat village, little known beyond the Seward Peninsula. 3 lucky Swedes, well, 2 Swedes and a Norwegian to be precise, are credited with starting the gold rush after hitting it big. In reality, there were many people involved in those crazy early days, and recently Nome has erected a statue to the local Inupiat boys Gabriel and Constantine, commemorating their involvement. Thousands of prospectors soon booked their passage to find their fortune in Nome. An enduring link to those days is the Nome Nugget, Alaska's oldest paper. Given that printed media is in decline worldwide, it's even more remarkable that this Gold Rush era paper is still informing the local population. Nome Airport receives twice daily flights from Anchorage, and from here even more remote villages can be reached with Bering Air. The port is icebound except for the summer months, but that period is diminishing as global warming marches on. The prospect of new Arctic sea routes has not gone unnoticed in the government.
It's all quiet now, but there are plans to convert Nome into America's most northern deep water port, and that will bring some significant changes to this area. Now, by my reckoning, Pingo's is the last bakery before Siberia, so I definitely need to give it a try.
I really wanted to have a place where people could
come and sit and have a real baked good. But also in the places that I've lived in Alaska, you would think if you lived right on the ocean that there would be a place where you could get things made with local seafood. And it's actually, in my experience, not that common to find a place like that, even in Alaska. So I decided to kind of do both at the same time. So we have a menu featuring fresh handmade baked goods and local and Alaska seafood. It also happens that my husband is a commercial fisherman, so I know what's in season here, at least at any given time.
Nome's front street is quiet now, but a few days after my visit, the eyes of Alaska will be on this street. You see, this is where the state's most famous dog mushing endurance race ends. I'm talking about the Iditarod, the ultimate sled dog race.
Now it's my final evening in Nome and I'm heading to St. Joseph's Church to see Annie Bartholomew and her band. Bring on the line dancing.
As an Alaskan gold rush enthusiast, I asked Annie about her first impressions of Nome.
It's been the most magical day. We've visited dredges, we've gotten to see the ocean and the ice out there, and just the light's been so incredible.
How do you feel about playing St. Joseph's?
Oh, this venue's a gem. Sonically, historically, they've done such a wonderful job preserving this space and making it available. It's a public building, and we just feel so lucky to be up north right now. Not very many Alaskans get to come this far north, and it's really an honor to play.
Now, back in the day, the place for a lively night out was the Discovery Saloon. Most of the wooden buildings of the early 20th century have been lost to fires and storms, but the oldest saloon, the Discovery, is still with us. Thanks to Carol Gales and Jim Dorey.
So the Discovery Saloon building was built in 1899. It's the oldest thing still in town. It was a saloon from 1900 to about 1916, and then I guess it's still standing partly because it wasn't destroyed by any of the storms or fires or anything. And then also, as a house, people maintained it. So a lot of the other old buildings either burned down or just, fell apart because, like this one, they probably weren't built with the expectation of needing to last very long. I don't know why we got into it. So kind of by accident. So I moved here in 1996 and I was renting, and then I was invited to a meeting here in this space. The owner had recently passed away, and the guy who had been living upstairs, a tenant, hosted a meeting here, and I had never actually come over to this side of town very much. And it was just an interesting building, and then I heard it was for sale, and the price was right because it needed a lot of work, and I just very naively thought, well, people have been living here, so I can do work or not do work, it'll be fine. So, but in the process of buying it, then learned about historic preservation grants that were available, started applying for those, and sort of roped Jim into being part of this project. We were just dating at the time, but it still needs a lot of work inside. But it's a nice place to live, it's a nice space. We had musicians here last night, and it's a great place to live.
I've met so many wonderful and interesting people here, and I really hope to return one day, perhaps in the summer when I can venture out into the surrounding landscapes. Now, I don't normally like to end on a cliche, but in this case I have to, because, well, it's true. There really is no place like Nome. Now, before you go, let's pay a little visit to the Breakers Bar.
I'm Caribou Jack. I'm from Nome, Alaska. This is a ghost story. This is right off the Iditarod Trail. He was an Afghan veteran, had 4 tours in there. Rotated out, came out, moved to Alaska, yeah. Down to Willow, down to Willow. Bought him some dogs, got him a sled, moved out to the Willow Lake, trained real hard and qualified. Now he's running on the Iditarod Trail, and his dogs ain't delivering no mail.